Okay, we're going to start now. Here we go.
Middle-aged Joseph Lovett stares into a large machine for an eye examination. Whenever a tiny light flashes on screen, he presses a clicker.
This is one of the most anxiety-provoking exercises a person can do. This machine, it's called a Humphrey, randomly blinks tiny lights, and I'm to click when I see one. The ones I miss measure my vision loss.
A chart lights up.
All those numbers there that you see that are zeros are blind spots. He doesn't see those areas.
You see, I have glaucoma, and I've been clicking for almost 20 years. You can see how the disease is robbing me of my sight.
Portions of the chart gradually darken.
The prospect of going blind terrifies me. And my way of dealing with fear and terror is to confront it.
Going Blind, a film by Joseph Lovett, described by Accessible Media, Inc. Lovett.
Glaucoma is called the thief in the night because people don't even realize that they have it, and then one day they wake up and they don't see.
Most people don't know how they see, how the eye works, and what can go wrong. I didn't before I got glaucoma.
A diagram shows the inside of a human head.
Glaucoma is a disease of the optic nerve. That's a cable of nerve fibers that takes the data my eye senses and sends it back to my brain to be interpreted as sight. The optic nerve works so well, in fact, that half the fibers can be damaged before you ever notice any sight loss. As those nerve fibers start to die, your field of vision starts to look like a window with the panes being shot out. As your sight loss progresses, you might unwittingly adjust your gaze to make up for the loss until it is all gone.
A window pane slowly clouds over, rendering a tree invisible.
They don't know exactly what causes glaucoma, but pressure built up within the eye can destroy the optic nerve. Controlling that intraocular pressure is so far the only treatment.
Lovett applies eye drops.
And then you wait 5 minutes for this one. For most people, it's just drops in the eye and you're fine. And then if that doesn't work, then you can have the operations that I've had. They call it a bleb. You see, and underneath this blister, there's basically a hole cut into the eye, and this acts as a valve, keeping the pressure normal. And then on this eye, I had the same operation, but you can see the bleb is sort of flat.
When I was first diagnosed, I didn't take it seriously. Losing my vision didn't seem real. But now the losses are making a difference.
He sits at home.
What, you had lunch?
I just had a little cereal. Jim, my partner, is a tall, gray-haired man, and one day in the airport, we were there together, and he could have been any of the tall, gray-haired men. They all looked alike to me.
Jim.
As he walks down the street, sometimes he bumps into people because he hasn't seen them. We used to ride a lot on our bicycles. Now he's hesitant because sometimes he misses potholes. So that's changed his level of physical activity.
Later, Lovett undergoes a vision test.
Okay. We'll do the right eye first, okay?
I was fortunate to be diagnosed and treated early. For the past 20 years, I've been going to the New York Eye and Ear Infirmary to see Dr. Robert Rich.
My gut feeling says, wait a little while.
Bob has literally written the book on glaucoma. Young doctors come from all over the world to learn at his side.
Why don't you go over the whole chart and put together everything that's been done? 'Cause he's been coming
Rich
here for
instructs
25
a young
years.
doctor.
Bob's been as aggressive as my disease, getting me access to the latest drugs and surgical treatments. Some say he's been a miracle worker in preserving as much of my sight as he has.
Your pressures are really good, and your visual field loss is pretty under control. I'm happy.
You're happy. I feel like
You'll be happy too.
I feel like I'm going blind.
You have problems, okay? But for 16 years with bad glaucoma, you're doing okay. Don't need surgery yet. Everything is stable. I don't want to rock the boat. You can't reverse it once it's done.
Later, Lovett reads a pamphlet on glaucoma.
We are doing everything we can to save my remaining vision, but still, it's an emotional roller coaster, knowing how relentless glaucoma can be.
Oh, that's definitely good.
I'm monitored regularly. I volunteer for research studies, and I participate in clinical trials. But still, I worry constantly about the future. What will it be like if I can't read the newspaper, drive a car, see a sunset, or the faces of the people I love?
He consults with Rich.
Don't even think about that. Don't worry about that. What are you going into?
Like many ophthalmologists, Bob insists on looking at the positive, and he avoids talking about further vision loss. But with the sight I've been losing, I have to be prepared. So I started talking to people who've lost their sight. I stopped them on the street and hear what happened to them.
How did you lose your vision?
In a car accident.
Accidents, and diseases like retinitis pigmentosa, diabetic retinopathy, age-related macular degeneration. They were so generous with their stories, and the story so fascinating, that I decided to make this film. I've been making films on health for years, but this is the first time the health issue is my own.
A blind woman with a guide dog approaches.
Hi.
Can I pet your dog?
Actually, no. He's working right now.
I first met Jessica Jones when she was training her guide dog, Chef. Jessica had lost her sight 4 years before to diabetic retinopathy, an all too common complication of diabetes.
It's usually a pretty slowly progressing disease, and mine just came on like that, and I lost my sight within 8 months.
Wow.
Basically.
From fully seeing to not seeing?
Yes.
Diabetic retinopathy is a disease of the retina, the layers of neurons that line the back of the eye. These nerve cells sense light and send the impulses through the optic nerve back to the brain to be interpreted as sight. Diabetes can cause the blood vessels in the retina to swell and leak and eventually scar. In Jessica's case, the scarring resulted in her retinas detaching permanently.
I see nothing out of my right eye at all. And what I do see, I see at the periphery of my left eye. Here, so if you see me looking at you like this, I'm not flirting with you. That's how I see you guys. Is I'm going like that.
And how long did it take you to adjust?
I'm still adjusting.
Right. I bet.
It's only been 4 years.
And what about your work?
Well, I'm a teacher. Before I lost my sight, I was an artist and a teacher, an art teacher in the New York City public school system.
And you're able to support yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do people treat you? How did that change?
My friends and my family, as much as they love me and as much as they mean well, I just want to shake them and go, it's still me. I haven't changed. I mean, I can't see, but I haven't changed. It's still me. And you don't have to, like, treat me like I'm eggshells.
Well, you know, what I've been fearing is the loss of independence. I mean, that really scares me.
Right. I have lots of friends who have lost their sight, who lost their sight 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And they still can't leave the house. And I just couldn't. I just can't sit back and let people do stuff for me.
Yeah.
You know? But you learn how to use what you have. I would have to say the turning point really was Chef. I was absolutely terrified. I literally could not leave the house by myself. And then I got this guy and my world changed. We're going soon, honey.
At home, Jessica gets ready to go out. Chef lies on the bed, waiting as she applies lipstick. Removing sunglasses from her bag, she puts them on.
Okay, buds, you ready? That's it.
Chef bounds to the front door, Jessica following.
Your leash is caught, sweetie.
They descend the stairwell and exit the apartment building onto a busy Manhattan street.
Everybody just assumed when I lost my sight that I would go back to Atlanta. But you know what? If you've got to learn to live independently as a blind person, what better place than New York where you're on a grid and you have all this public transportation. Whereas if I was in Atlanta, I'd be sitting on my ass waiting for somebody in a car to come pick me up and take me where I needed to go. You go over left, 5 steps down.
They approach the Canal Street subway station. They wait on the platform.
Taking the subway is my absolute worst fear. I hate it more than anything. It terrifies me. That's why you were listening to me. You're so smart.
They ride the train.
Watching Jessica, I see that you can push through that fear.
Back at home,
This is Chef's favorite part of the day after he works. There he goes.
chef bounds up the stairs as Lovett accompanies Jessica to her apartment.
All right. Come inside.
Later, Chef chews on a bone while Lovett leafs through photos.
I was a photographer before I lost my sight, but then I worked with people who never picked up a camera until after they lost their sight.
Later, Jessica prepares for a photo shoot.
Hey, Claudette. Where's the camera? Is it over here?
Jessica works with blind and sighted photographers at Visions, Services for the Blind in New York.
She's gonna have her hand up, like she's doing a Scarlett O'Hara sort of thing.
Okay.
So I want it like cut here.
Though Jessica can't see images, she can detect light and shadow.
You are a dark shape in front of, there is obviously a window backlighting you. I'm looking at you through pixelation. I'm looking at you through when TV used to actually go off the air at 4 o'clock in the morning and you had that, what was it, fuzz or snow or whatever?
Right.
I see everything through that.
She sits at her computer.
But Jessica's vision loss has not stood in the way of her work.
So this is my scanner and this is all of my unread mail. My scanner will read my mail to me.
I hadn't realized how much of a difference new technology has made in the lives of visually impaired people.
The software for the scanner is called Kurzweil. The scanner for your computer is called JAWS, J-A-W-S, and it will read anything to you that is on the screen, and that includes a Word document or the internet or your email. So for instance, this is just, one of my lesson plans.
Students will further expand art vocabulary by exploring and naming shapes created by intersecting lines, period.
So it really is a secret world.
Yeah, it is. I never thought of it like that, but it is.
I mean, it's really a secret world.
Yeah.
I used to think that you were either fully sighted or blind, and that blind meant no vision at all. But I've learned that the vision loss spectrum is vast. What I'm dealing with now is low vision. Low vision means that even with glasses, I can't be corrected to fully sighted.
Later, an optician fits Lovett with glasses.
Not as sharp, but it's not sharp. I mean,
Not crisp at this.
Yeah, maybe it's just not there.
That's just the way it's probably going to be.
An estimated 20 million Americans have low vision, including my friends Tim Turan and his son Emmett. Though Tim and Emmett can find their way unaided, both were born with extremely low vision from a form of albinism. But we had never talked about their eyesight until I started to lose mine.
It's amazing how little I rely on my eyes. I rely on them for orientation, but not for specificity. So I know where the paper clips are. So as long as I open up the shelf and I go reach there, I'm not actually looking at the same time I'm going to get it. I know they're there. And so the eyes don't matter.
How did you guys know that I had bad eyesight?
Remember we used to play the car game on the road? I would always ask you, what color is that car? Or what kind of car? Is that a 2-door car or a 4-door car or a station wagon? That was a way of trying to see how far you could see something.
Do you feel that your experience helped you to prepare Emmett better than you were prepared, perhaps?
It's challenging in the sense that you do feel different. But I don't think in Emmett's case or in my case that it has stopped us from doing things. It's just made some things harder and some things you just know you can't do. And so you do other things.
At home, Emmett plays piano.
Emmett may have a hard time catching a ball, but he has no problem at the piano.
Emmett sorts through his school locker.
And so far, his school life seems pretty typical.
A friend helps him find a paper in his school bag.
There you go. Okay.
Where has vision held you back? Do you think? Are there any-
Baseball.
Baseball?
My friends always talk about how cool baseball is, but I just thought, I don't think I'd be able to see the ball because, it'd go too fast and I wouldn't be able to see it. A lot of the kids can be overprotective.
Lovett watches Emmett play soccer.
All right, Emmett! Good defense!
They don't want me to get hurt, but I know that I just want to play the game.
A club marquee advertises a comedy show.
Emmett's parents have encouraged him to try his hand at a comedy class. And tonight he's performing for family and friends.
How's this for scary? Sounds like the creature from the Black Lagoon, right? Wrong. That's my dad sleeping in the next room. Making them laugh and making me the one to talk most kind of takes away the thing where they go, hey, look over there, there's something really cool, and I can't see it.
Hey, Mom.
Got these from the framer.
Oh, great, thank you.
These
they look?
roll-ons work.
Later, a man delivers framed artworks to Lovett's home, and he inspects them.
Since I still have my central vision, I can appreciate detail. But there are other losses. The other day, I was walking up the street and was startled to find myself nose to nose with a man I had never seen in front of me. It really unnerved me.
Later, Jim accompanies Lovett to an appointment.
To find out what was going on, a friend suggested I see a low vision therapist, a term I had never heard of. Jim and I went to the New York branch of the Lighthouse International, one of the many institutions helping people cope with vision loss. We met with Dr. Bruce Rosenthal, an optometrist and low vision therapist.
How are you? This is my partner, Jim Cottrell.
How do you do? Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Dr. Rosenthal can help me evaluate how and what I actually see.
My objective at this point is to find out, does it affect your mobility? Does it affect your driving?
You stumbled on a crack in the street, which wasn't very large.
That's just a crack in the street. I mean, that's a stumble. That's not about my vision, I don't think.
Yes, it is. It really is, because you don't have good contrast, so you may not actually see a pothole in the street. Take a look at me.
Yeah.
And look right at my face and see if you could notice if any part of me is missing.
When I first looked at Dr. Rosenthal, everything looked normal. But when I closed my left eye and fixed my gaze at the center of his face, the picture changed drastically. Parts of his body had disappeared, from his neck down to his hips.
Move your, let's say, your right hand. Yeah, so I don't see your right hand, really.
And if you cover the other eye, you see the right hand.
But I don't see your left arm at all.
Finally, I understood where the holes in my vision were, and it left Jim and me pretty upset. I sobbed for a day, realizing just how much vision was gone. But how could I have never noticed such a huge loss?
You may subconsciously be scanning back and forth in an area where you actually have no visual field present.
Dr. Rosenthal explained that how we see is much more subjective than most of us realize.
A diagram of a tree illustrates human vision.
When I look at an object, light reflects off that object and passes through the lens in the front of the eye. The lens then focuses that light signal onto the retina and its photoreceptive nerve cells in the back of the eye. Then the retina relays the information through the optic nerve back to the brain. And it's the brain that interprets the data as sight, as an image.
A diagram shows a brain powering up.
But some say only about 20% of the image comes from the actual data. About 80% of what we perceive as sight is put together by the brain from memory. That's why I haven't noticed the holes in my vision. The brain fills them in.
The tree is fully visible.
It was a hard concept to understand until I met artist Devorah Sperber. Devorah's work with familiar images and spools of thread showed me how the brain creates sight.
So there's a small piece here in the back room that is a perfect example of how little information you need to recognize an image you already know.
Through a glass sphere, spools of thread resemble the Mona Lisa.
There's very little information being offered through these spools of thread, so really the resolution is extremely low. And yet, when it's inverted in the sphere like the human eye, and the sphere condenses it, once you actually know there's a Mona Lisa there, you could probably squint out very hard, and I can make the Mona Lisa appear upside down there.
So if our brains are always playing tricks on us, how can we trust what we see?
Later,
Ray Kornman, an outreach coordinator at the Seeing Eye in Morristown, New Jersey, had no idea he had lost vision.
Ray.
I was 29 and just went in to get my contact prescription renewed. He asked me if I'd ever been told that I had pigment clusters in my eyes. And very naively, I said no. I said, but would that have anything to do with my night vision getting worse every year? As I was looking at the eye doctor, he was holding his hand slightly off to the side, and he asked me again if I could see his hand there. And I said no. And that's when he pointed out where I had these blind spots and asked me how I got there. And I told him that I drove, and he was horrified. He diagnosed me with retinitis pigmentosa, and he explained to me that I had this eye disease, that there was no treatment and there was no cure, and I would most likely be completely blind by the age of 40. Thank you, have a nice day. And it was a really tough pill to swallow.
A diagram illustrates the inside of a human eye.
Retinitis pigmentosa is the name for a group of diseases that affect the photoreceptor cells of the retina. Those are the cells that receive the light signals. Like glaucoma, your peripheral vision goes first, and then parts of your central, leaving you with tunnel vision, like looking through a pinhole. But unlike glaucoma, there's little that can be done for most kinds of retinitis pigmentosa.
But then all of a sudden, a lot of the inadequacies that I felt, even as a child growing up, all of a sudden made sense. Why I could never catch a ball or hit a ball. Because even as a child, I was bumping into things all the time, but it was never diagnosed. I knew nothing about blindness or vision loss. I thought I would be sitting in a dark room listening to the radio for the rest of my life. I had a bleak outlook for my future.
Did that last a long time?
I was working at a bank as an accountant. When I stopped driving, eventually I left that job. I lost my friends, and I pretty much became a shut-in for close to 3 years.
Ray, like Jessica, had been encouraged to accept disability and was offered jobs way below his experience or training.
One was working packing frying pans into boxes, and that was a shift work. And another one was also shift work, stuffing sales circulars into the Sunday paper.
How did you come out the other end?
I ended up enrolling in a rehabilitation program, and I saw other people, some who were my instructors, who were totally blind, who were giving me instruction on how to be independent, how to survive. That was very empowering. Like, wow, I can overcome this. And it really helped give me peace of mind that if the worst does happen, that I can still dress myself, that I can still do my laundry, that I can still cross the street. It took me a really long time to come to, because I still see myself as the sighted guy, you know, running around. I'm just Ray. I didn't realize until recently that I'm a blind guy with a seeing eye dog.
Ray's seeing eye dog guides him past a sidewalk obstacle.
But only a tiny percentage of visually impaired people use a guide dog. So Ray took what he knows best and made it his life's work, letting people know how guide dogs can change their lives.
If you decide to come for our full program, while you're here, this is going to be your home away from home.
This weekend, Ray has invited 6 blind high school kids from all around the country to the Seeing Eye, so they can experience what it's like to have a guide dog.
An instructor guides a student holding a harness grip.
Close your eyes for a second or two at a time so you get used to just following the pull.
What we've done is we've modified one of our training routes and shortened it a little bit. And we're going to have each of the students will travel that route with their cane first.
Students practice walking with canes.
When you hear that surge of traffic on your left, it's safe to cross.
An instructor guides a student across an intersection.
And then after they complete the route with their cane, they'll be matched up with a dog for the rest of the afternoon. And they can really see the way the two systems can compare.
Very good.
I like to use the comparison where a cane is an obstacle detector, but a dog is an obstacle avoider. We're traveling with a dog, you're really putting the trust in the dog, that the dog is using its eyes and is going to guide you around obstacles rather than having to encounter them with your cane.
Tell her, hop up.
Hop up. Now it's all clear.
Students practice with guide dogs.
Even crossing the street, I felt better. I felt like, more confident.
Always hold on to that leash.
Hey, I'm holding on.
Perfect.
Hey, how you doing?
A dog jumps on a student.
Is it hard to say goodbye?
I almost cried, I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, it was very hard to get the dog back up.
Do you think this is something you're gonna want to do,
Yes, this is something that I really want to do.
Ray.
10 years ago, I was that person wondering, was I ever going to find happiness again? I've accomplished that now. I'm truly living a life today I never imagined that I could. I hope that other people might be able to identify with me and realize that they can have that for themselves too.
My visit with Ray really got me thinking. It was his own assumptions about blind people that made it so hard for him to accept his vision loss at first. Why are the sighted so uninformed about how blind people live? It seems like I have one foot in the sighted world and a lot yet to learn about the world of the blind. Though my vision has worsened, low vision therapy has helped a lot. Looking straight down at thresholds and through doorways has saved me a lot of tripping. My contrast is not so great, so stairs, especially unlit, require special attention to differentiate one from the other.
Lovett descends the staircase.
Again, because of contrast loss, glare kills me. When people are backlit by a window, I see no features, only silhouettes. The thought of not knowing where I am and what's around frightens me.
Jessica rings Lovett's doorbell.
How others navigate amazes me.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are
hey,
you?
Chef.
My dog Sam doesn't realize that Chef is working, but I'm more conscious now.
They go inside.
And I wonder what I would want to know if I'd lost my sight.
There's a staircase to your left, right here. And then,
Felt that.
okay, so there's a hallway here, heading straight to the kitchen. There's a dining room to your right.
Okay.
Do you want to take my arm?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let me do that as we walk through.
Okay.
I realize I've never had a blind person in my home before, and quite frankly, it shames me. Why not? I've known and liked blind people in my life. Why haven't I pursued those friendships?
See, this is a painting that might be interesting to you.
Was it my own discomfort at not knowing anything about their world? Or is our fear of blindness so great that we fear the blind themselves?
Jessica feels a painting.
Over here, this is my favorite part. There's a sea urchin, and I don't know if I've ever felt it myself.
You go outside?
They go to the backyard.
Come on.
Come on, Chef. There's a step here and a rug. Chairs in front of you, and a chair in front of you. I never think of so many obstacles, you know. Okay, so here there are 5 sculptures. So there's one here. Oops.
Oh!
That's okay, it's on a spring.
Oh.
Jessica feels a bobblehead sculpture.
Oh, that's hair.
Well, it's not real. Yeah, it's wire hair. Yeah. It's like it's a portrait of the family.
Oh, that's so funny. These are awesome.
Aren't they great?
Yes.
Later, Lovett undergoes another eye test.
It's a few months later and I'm back at Dr. Rich's office. I've been having problems. Out of my left eye, everything is looking foggy, like I'm in a steam room.
I want you to look to the right, and then right back at me quickly. Quickly. Do it again, please. And right back at me. Good. That's
Dr. Michael Pro is looking to see if the pressure has gone up and is destroying still more of my vision.
Crow scopes his eyes.
So did you see anything?
I'm looking for hemorrhages on the optic nerve. Okay, that's a clear sign that there appears to be some progression.
Mm-hmm.
You took all your drops today? Mm-hmm. The pressure's up a little bit in your left eye.
Normal pressure is mid-teens, but they suspect that even that causes vision loss for me.
It's 30.
It's 30?
Yes.
30 is really scary.
Obviously 30 is too high, so we're gonna have to do something about it.
Crow leaves the examination room.
I'm concerned. You know, if the pressure's up, it's not good. It hasn't been up for a long time. It's been very controlled. And I'm not seeing as well in that eye.
Crow consults with Dr. Rich.
14.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on here. What are we on now?
Rich examines Lovett.
Did I give you a copy of the paper we wrote about why do people with exfoliation syndrome get glaucoma?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to give you the take-homes.
We now know different things can cause glaucoma. One of Bob's research areas has been exfoliation syndrome, and he believes that is what is causing my pressure to rise. Exfoliation syndrome is a systemic condition that can deposit protein particles in my eye's natural drainage. That clogging raises the pressure on the optic nerve.
And it clogs the drain, okay? It's like coffee grounds in the kitchen sink. Let me see you back in a month. I'll get 24 fields, we'll check the pressure, and then we'll put the two together and bring that.
Bob lowers the pressure with a change in my medications. But within 2 months, the pressure has risen to the 20s. It's time to operate.
Dressed in a cap and hospital gown, Lovett awaits surgery.
This is my 3rd eye surgery, and I'm nervous. Bob is going to revise the trabeculectomy in my left eye.
Right here, room 9.
He's led to the operating room.
They'll reopen the canal to allow the fluid that's been causing the pressure to drain out. And at the same time, they will remove a cataract that's been blurring my vision. But here's why I'm so nervous. My kind of glaucoma makes the tissue that holds the lens brittle. And if the new lens drops into my retina, it can blind me. But with my pressures going so high, I don't have much of a choice.
The operation begins.
Joe, you comfortable? Okay. All right, just relax. Take it easy.
The artificial lens is being inserted right now.
The surgery is projected on a video screen.
The lens holds.
It looks excellent.
Next, Dr. Rich will fix the drain, the trabeculectomy, and then its valve, the bleb.
Rich completes the procedure.
All right, we're great. We're great. Double or nothing here.
Days later, a doctor removes his bandages.
When I first came out of surgery, things looked like I was in a steam room. And then, of course, it got better. And I was sort of amazed at how fast the vision started to come in.
The lens is well centered. Great.
I was so pleased. I didn't realize how much this had been weighing on me and how tense I had been about it. And then a few days ago, the pressure started to go up. And then yesterday, which is about 10 days later, the steam room effect had come back. And I went over to the hospital and my pressure was 50.
At the clinic, a doctor applies eye drops.
They brought the pressure down, but a few days later, the anti-scarring medication tore up my cornea. It was like walking around with razor blades in my eye.
Lovett clutches his eye in pain.
Just sit tight. I'm not giving you any more 5FU. You got some folds in the cornea. You've got a bleb here. We got to maintain this. Go home and have a couple of drinks, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Pop, you don't understand. It's killing me.
Honestly, I can give you Tylenol.
With codeine?
I don't know if we have that in the office. That's Janet. Janet, I can give you Tylenol.
Yeah.
I can give you Scotch. I can give you vodka, and I can give you Mau Tai.
Later, Lovett emerges from a subway station.
But it's a month later now, and things are settling down.
I'm seeing pretty well. The glare that I'd had from the cataract is gone. Pressure's been very steady. It's been at 7 for about 3-4 weeks, and I'm hoping it remains so. I'm careful at curbs, looking down, looking at oncoming traffic. I don't rush the light the way I used to.
He crosses the street.
I was being really careful today and walking along, no tripping or anything, and then I smacked right into a fire hydrant that I didn't see.
Later, he works on computer.
While I am being more careful, the only low vision aid I use is the enlarged type on my computer screen. But it's comforting to know that there is an audio function on most computers if I should need it. As Emmett gets closer to high school, his parents, Tim and Gretchen, want him to know what aids are available, and they thought the information would be valuable for me as well. At the Lighthouse, Dr. Michael Fisher is Emmett's low vision therapist.
All right, Emmett, pop up into the chair. Let's see what's doing today. Like, you ever out with your parents or with your friends and sometimes you can't see something that well? Does that ever come up? All right, so this is a real simple telescope. Take a look across the room. You see the chart?
Yeah. HZOKD NCAHL ZH. I can't see the rest of that line.
It's okay. I didn't expect you to go that far. Yeah. So you could use it for looking at the board. You could, like we talked about, you could use it for looking at street signs.
Yeah. If you were at the airport and you needed to look at the board to see when your plane is departing, that would be great.
Yeah.
Right. All those
just
kinds
what I
of
was things. thinking about. I'm hopeless in an airport.
Yeah.
You're next.
After Emmett's appointment, Dr. Fisher showed me what the Lighthouse store offers people with dimming vision, from the simplest aids to higher technology.
So there's lots of simple things that you can do. Patients very often say, I can't balance my checkbook. Well, make everything bigger. Mm-hmm. And again, simple things. I tell patients, use a felt tip pen. It's not only going to make the lines wider, but it's going to increase the contrast. Contrast is very often a big problem with patients with low vision.
But this is a larger keyboard.
No,
right?
actually, this is a regular keyboard that has these stickers on it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
It looks bigger.
If we take these off, it's nothing unusual.
I think I'm going to get that.
That's great.
Lovett joins Fisher in his office.
You know, Dr. Fisher, when you're starting to lose your vision, you don't really know where you are in terms of vision loss. Like, do I need a device? Do I not need a device? Is it okay for me to do what I normally do, or should I be more careful? And it's hard figuring out where you are on that loss journey.
On the continuum.
On the continuum.
Yeah.
And because you've never been there before.
Mm-hmm. It goes back to what you were saying before. A lot of people don't realize what kind of help is available.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, it would be beneficial if their doctors refer them into the system so that they can learn what's available.
Right.
I know that I can help the vast majority of people I see.
Mm-hmm.
People are often not ready for the type of help we can offer. They're looking for a cure. They're very often running from doctor to doctor and looking for a cure. They want the magic glasses that are going to make it all better.
Yeah. Or their vision back.
And bring their vision back. And until they come to terms with the fact that in most cases their vision is not going to come back from these low vision conditions, until they're ready to accept that, very often they're not ready to accept what I can do for them, even though I showed them that I can get them to read and I can get them to do things again.
Back at home, Lovett prepares a meal.
Knowing that there is help available to make the best use of what vision I have has certainly lowered my anxiety about losing more vision. But knowing there is help available and being willing to get that help are two different things.
He later meets with a woman.
In New York, I met Pat Williams at the Veterans Administration, where she works.
It's a nice floor, it's quiet. This is Iris, our occupational therapist. This
How do
is
you
her
do?
office, and that's our head nurse.
Pat was born with multiple visual impairments and has severe glaucoma and cataracts.
And I might not be able to recognize faces, but when they talk, then I can know who I'm speaking to.
Mm-hmm. You can't always see faces. I think that could be hard for people to understand. I mean, you don't, quote, look blind.
People see me, and they assume that I see them like they see me. But sometimes when they come in, they blend into the scenery. Depends on what they're wearing. It depends on the day. It depends on what's going on with my eye. Because one eye is really actually working, and it sees better some days than others.
Pat had been relying on her better eye, the right to see. When an accident blinded that eye, Pat left work for 5 years. At home, depressed, and with chronic eye pain, the hardest hurdle was learning to ask for help.
You remember when you grabbed the wrong spice? You thought it was paprika. When you realized that it was cinnamon that you put all over the top of the chicken. At that point, I had to admit that I needed help. And it was hard to admit, I think.
Finally, Pat returned to work at the VA hospital, and help was available.
So actually, I think you could go into email.
Because of her low vision, Pat's been provided not just with applications to enlarge the information on her screen, but also with training.
Oh, how about that one right there? Would be a good one
An
to
aide
start
helps
with.
Pat sort through email on her office computer.
Right.
You were reluctant at first to learn new technology and
Yes, I was.
And to learn.
Yes, I was.
To take rehabilitative training.
Yes, I was.
So what changed?
The fear. It's a fear factor. And when you have that fear factor there and you don't go beyond that fear, it really does keep you back. It keeps you in a holding place.
Pat crosses a busy New York street, unassisted.
Willing to carry a cane, but not yet willing to use it regularly, Pat gets into embarrassing situations.
When I go to another hospital, I'm lost. North, east, west, south, go over here, go over there. And they're telling me all these places. I'm like, I don't know where I am. I get up the elevator, they say go down to the left, go this way, go that way, and I can't see the sign, so I'm really at a disadvantage.
What is it about the cane that makes people not want to use it?
It's not the cane itself, it's what it represents. It's telling people that I'm blind, I feel vulnerable that someone's going to want to hurt me, rip me off.
And has that been your experience? Has that happened to you?
No, it's never happened.
Is part of it wanting to pass as a sighted person?
Definitely. It's one in the past. Wow, that's deep. That's really deep. Because you do it, you know, even from children, we want to be normal. We want to look like everybody else. We want to blend in. I don't want to be identified as a blind person. And I am one of those people because I can't see the crosswalk. I can't see when it says walk, don't walk. But see now, what can I see on that sign? Absolutely nothing.
When Pat goes shopping, her nephew Cedrian makes the trip easier.
Right here.
How much is this one?
$2.79. Okay.
So I'll take 2 of them. I think that's it.
How do you balance the independence that you want and the need to ask people for help?
Sometimes you have to swallow your pride. It's foolish pride, actually, because it's time that you really should ask for help. Is this brown?
No.
But it would look brown.
Okay.
What color is it?
Like purple.
Ooh, nice.
Losing vision is very confusing.
Hey, you think you could find my car?
Oh, it was near this thing right here. It's right beyond it. Is this it? No.
You're trying to save your remaining vision, yet at the same time, you need to adapt to the losses you already have.
Fisher shows Lovett his products.
I'm lucky I've learned about low vision adaptation early. Most patients don't hear about it until they've lost most of their
You
sight.
can do it by feel, so that way you don't always have to pull out a magnifier or do something to be able to see it.
Later at Lovett's house,
For now, just a few changes makes a huge difference. At home, we've lit the house brightly. The walls and floors are white to reflect the most light.
he opens a closet.
Because of contrast loss, dark closets are black holes to me, so each one has a light in it. Like for Pat, items on shelves don't jump out at me the way they used to. There's not much I can do about it at the store, but at home, groceries are organized and even labeled to make finding them easier.
Lovett goes for a bike ride.
I've chosen to keep riding my bike. I know where the holes in my vision are, and I actively scan to make sure I'm seeing what's in front of me. Accepting the losses that I have has helped to assess just what I need to do for now, because the sight I've lost is not coming back, and may indeed get worse.
Lovett returns to the eye clinic.
We're gonna do today the anterior segment.
It's been a year since surgery, and my vision has again started to get blurrier. I'm at Dr. Rich's office, and I'm worried. Dr. Rich is concerned that the trabeculectomy, the drainage canal he created to lower my pressure, has scarred over. A newly developed scanner can show what's going on.
It's evaluate the operations and you take pictures of any anterior part of the eye. Very good. Just hold it this way.
An ocular scan is taken of his eyes.
So basically the main idea behind a trabeculectomy is to make a connection between the anterior part of the eye and the external wall. And in your case, that unfortunately the connection, the canal between the anterior part of the eye and the external part is closed due to scar tissue formation.
Right.
And that's why it's failing here.
Later at Dr. Rich's office.
All right, setback pressure is 16 in that eye, so
That's not great.
yeah, it didn't really respond.
The uncontrolled pressure has done yet more damage to my left eye.
If I look at a word, if I look at the word Miguel, okay, like the M and the I might be fine, and the E and the L, but the G or the U might not really be there.
Especially in your left eye,
Yes.
you can see that your center vision is defective. I mean, you've got this whole black area right here. Your center vision is not clear. So the crispness and the sharpness that you used to have is not there anymore. But let's get him in here and see what he wants to do. All right, I'll be right back. Okay.
Lovett fidgets while waiting for Rich.
Okay, so how are we doing?
Not that great.
To me, it feels like the beginning of the end. But to Bob, this is part of the long haul.
You know, today, compared to last year, compared to the year before, I think you're holding your own. And with the amount of vision you have left, you should go on indefinitely, at least till you're 87.
He was just asking, what if the pressure continues to rise?
Then I would do a needling.
That's what we talked about.
But I'm not touching it now, hands off. But everything's okay, and then in a month we'll see what it is.
Later, Lovett drives through heavy Manhattan traffic.
This stuff gets me crazy. I hate that I'm now losing central vision in my left eye. I hate it. Yet I do still see. I can still read, mostly with my right eye, and I still drive. Road signs, license plates in front of me, they're still there. But for how much longer?
Thank you.
He pays a toll.
Today, I'm driving to New Jersey to meet with architect Peter Delia. At 85, Peter cares very much about keeping vision in his later years.
Delia shows Lovett photos of a house he designed.
Peter has AMD. That stands for age-related macular degeneration. AMD is the leading cause of blindness in the developed world. Because we are living longer, the number of Americans with AMD is expected to double in the next 10 years.
A diagram shows the inside of an eye.
The macula is a small area of the retina, located near the optic nerve at the back of the eye. It is responsible for our central, most acute vision. In patients with what is called wet age-related macular degeneration, blood vessels grow under the macula. They leak and scar, causing gradual vision loss. 10 years ago is when Peter lost the vision in his right eye.
You've lost almost all your vision, right?
Central vision. No, I can see all around, but if I were to close this left eye, I can't see now. You're just a blob.
But just a year ago, Peter noticed problems in his left eye.
How did you first notice that there was something wrong?
I couldn't see a golf ball. I'd have an idea which direction it was going, but I didn't know where the hell it went. I became very frustrated, I really did. Because I wanted to read. I couldn't even read a book.
He was quite upset, wondering what he would do, how he would ever continue drawing if he kept losing his sight like this, and what would happen to him.
Mr. Delia, I'm just going to go over some of the photographs with you.
Dr. Ronald Gentili is Peter's ophthalmologist. He's been treating macular degeneration for over 10 years.
10 years ago, our options in terms of treatment were limited, and it was very rare that we had a patient actually improve in vision.
But a lot has changed in 10 years. New drugs called anti-VEGF were found to stop the blood vessel growth that causes wet age-related macular degeneration.
This newer treatment, we may be able to actually improve your vision and truly stabilize your vision and get you functioning.
That's quite revolutionary, isn't it?
Yes.
Gentili prepares a hypodermic needle.
The drug to stop the blood vessel damage is injected directly into Peter's eye.
A sheet with an eye opening is placed over Delia's face.
I woke up the next morning, I'll be able to read the newspaper, and I can draw.
Delia works at his drafting table.
Not since cataract replacements and corneal transplants have doctors actually been able to reverse blindness.
Some people say to you, why are you still working at your age? You should be enjoying life.
I'm just in love with architecture.
And I think you're probably in the vanguard of the new generation of aging people who enjoy what they do and want to keep on doing it.
Yep, that's right.
Lovett visits an eye research institute in Boston.
It's great that there's been a revolution in treating macular degeneration. But great leaps of progress aren't yet available in glaucoma, nor in most other blinding diseases. I was invited to Boston to the Scapin's Eye Institute, one of the leading research centers on eye disease, to see what is on the cutting edge and to understand why more isn't happening.
We cover new understandings of disease so we can develop new treatments.
Dr. Michael Gilmore, Scapin's former director of research, says that the research dollars just don't match the needs of a longer living society.
Once you're above 65 or 70, you've got about a 1 in 3 chance of having significant vision loss from an eye disease. But yet we're only spending about $20 per individual in that age group for research. And that's not a lot. It turns out the retina, the optic nerve are really extensions of the brain. parts of the central nervous system. And it's been thought that when nerves of the central nervous system degenerate, they can't be regenerated. And so that's something that we now believe is not true.
Since glaucoma destroys the optic nerve, the idea of regenerating the nerve is a dream to me. But it's been made a reality by Dr. Dongfang Chen. Dr. Chen and her team have taken newborn mice with severed optic nerves, and they've regenerated those nerves from the retina all the way back to the brain. They've repeated that success in over 100 mice.
In one day, it's already grow 1 millimeter, which is actually the same speed that our nerve regrows during the embryonic stage. And by day 4, the whole thing is recovered.
When they describe vision loss to glaucoma, they say, and it's irreplaceable vision loss. But what you're talking about gives people hope about it coming back.
Most people probably didn't realize that actually when optic nerve injured, eye are perfectly functioning, brain are perfectly functioning.
I never realized that before. I just assumed the eye stopped working.
And therefore, if we could regenerate the optic nerve, then whatever eye is seeing can still be carried on to the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be able to regain the vision again.
So your research is, in a way, is that basic. It's about regenerating a nerve.
Right,
It could be an optic nerve, it could be a spinal cord, it could
exactly. We could also potentially cure like a spinal cord paralysis caused by spinal cord, or other neurodegenerative disease such as stroke. And so many of these diseases involve the damage of nerve fibers or nerve connections.
A lab mouse scurries around a container.
And the research goes beyond the optic nerve. In an adjoining lab, 3 mice, each bred to have a different blinding disease, are helping Dr. Chen to regenerate retinal cells as well. The first has retinitis pigmentosa, like Ray. The second, macular degeneration, like Peter. And the third, albinism, like Emmett.
What we're trying to do is to inject a chemical we discovered in my laboratory into the eye of the mouse. Then they could activate the stem cells that already exist in the retina and turn them into photoreceptor cells. So actually reversing the loss of neuronal functions, I think that is really exciting.
It is exciting. But when will such advances actually be available to the millions of people who are slowly losing their vision right now? Some say that slow sight loss is like always being in mourning, wondering what's going next. Contrast, acuity, more field loss. I understand. Now that the uncontrolled pressure in my left eye is damaging my central vision, it's one more loss to deal with.
As Lovett scans a chart, it blurs.
To save my remaining vision, Bob has decided to reopen the trabeculectomy, but this time with new techniques that may finally achieve a proper pressure. First, he lasers the blood vessels that would have promoted scarring. Then he injects the eye with new anti-scarring drugs. And finally, with a needle, he reopens the trabeculectomy. The fluid flows, and when we check, the pressure comes down to a magic number, 8. But will it hold?
Lovett revisits Rich's clinic.
It's now 4 months later, and I'm back in the office to see if it's working.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Lowe. You want to see 1 second? Let's
Sure.
set up everything.
But something unexpected. The results of a study on exfoliation I volunteered for are in.
You do have the gene mutation that predisposes individuals to exfoliation glaucoma.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
Wow. So it's familial.
Very. I mean, we've been waiting for the results for these for a really long time.
This gene discovery means that gene therapy may be able to treat my kind of glaucoma. But that's in the future. Right now, only lower pressures might save my remaining vision.
Lovett sits for an optical test.
Normally, don't hold your breath, okay?
We're hoping for a pressure below 10.
An illuminated scope measures the pressure in each of Lovett's eyes.
Excellent. I got a pressure of 7 in the right, 8 on the left.
Oh, that's great.
Fantastic.
So, what's recent?
His pressures prior to the needling were in the mid-teens, 15 to 16, and now they're in the high single digits.
Good. Yeah. Okay, you cannot get a better pressure than what you have now.
Do you feel that this is going to stop the vision loss?
Yeah, and if the pressure goes up and it starts, then we'll do something else to keep it down. We've been going through this for 25 years.
Pressure good in both eyes, finally. But the situation remains confusing. How much should I limit myself because of my vision loss? And conversely, how much can I take on with the vision I have left? And what about future losses? Can I prepare for them?
A young blind man navigates with a cane.
Steve Baskus, a 22-year-old Iraq War veteran, never had a chance to think about these issues.
I knew that I could be injured. I knew that I could get hurt, but I never knew that I'd lose my vision.
The Blinded Veterans Association put me in touch with Steve just a few months after he had lost his sight to a roadside bomb attack. Though the statistics are not widely known, 4 times as many soldiers have come home with significant eye injuries than have lost a limb in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars.
What was the accident that caused your loss of vision?
It was basically an explosion, and it was concentrated on the right side of our vehicle. And it blew up and went through the door, went through my buddy, and hit me. The shrapnel damaged my head, my eyes, and behind my eyes, my sinuses. I knew I could literally give up on things for a while, you know, and just like feel really sorry about myself. But that's not me. I just wanted to get better.
While still recovering from his wounds, Steve transferred from Walter Reed to the Heinz Blind Rehabilitation Center in Chicago to get the training he knew he needed.
We're not dealing with just the organ of the eye, we're dealing with the whole person.
Jerry Shutter directs the program.
We're dealing with all the skills and all the training that goes around that allows them really to, once again, gain control of their life. Most people want to work. They don't want to sit at home. They don't want to have people waiting on them. Where's your quality of life? Where is your control of your life, you know, and where's your self-esteem? And as many of the guys tell me, you know, you've given me my life back.
I was fortunate and very lucky, blessed, whatever you want to call it, that I still have the ability to think and communicate and do a lot of the things I did before, even though I just lost my vision.
Steve knows firsthand what can happen in combat, the range and intensity of war injuries.
At Rehab, a blind double amputee veteran maneuvers around with a cane.
Each one of his buddies in rehab at Heinz has something different to deal with.
When I first got here, he was getting around this place so good, and you know, I wanted to do the same thing, and right now I'm getting around the place pretty good, and it all started off paying attention to what he was doing, and even though I don't like following an Army guy, but
he knows
Army leads the way.
Steve pats his fellow veteran on the back.
It's been 3 months of hard work for Steve, learning to live without a sight and with limited mobility from his other injuries, but his progress has been remarkable.
He passes the nurse.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
Pretty good.
Michelle Robinson is Steve's orientation and mobility trainer. She's been working with Steve 5 days a week since he got to Heinz.
Steve gets in Michelle's van.
It's his final week of mobility training, so he's worked up to this point.
And later navigates a sidewalk with his cane.
This is the first time I've ever been shown how to use a cane.
And how do you know when to cross?
I just listen. I'll be listening to the traffic to my left. It seems like it's slowed down for something, and now it's kind of moved on. I can stay at the intersection for 30 minutes and make sure that I have a good understanding of where the cars are going. I can't see. I get a picture though of the whole intersection. While I'm walking down the sidewalk, I'll listen to the traffic to my left and kind of like square off my left shoulder and try to stay, you know, parallel with it,
right,
and walk.
A fountain on the sidewalk is usually on. With no sound from the rushing water, Steve loses his orientation.
I don't know if there's construction or something going on over here.
Michelle and Lovett watch him find his way.
Oh, let me listen. Yeah.
He encounters the wall surrounding the fountain and uses his cane to get his bearings at the center of the fountain. Orienting himself, he confidently strides on. Later at Steve's home,
you were being great about telling me, what you were doing, but you lost your concentration having to spend time with me.
I did. I know, and I don't usually. I don't mess up very often. I'm gonna look lost. I'm blind. I mean, I'm tapping things and stuff, but I'm really not. That's what people who are sighted, you can see, they're like looking at you. They're like, what is he doing? He needs help.
Right, why is he tapping that building? Why is he turning around?
They have no understanding. They're not educated.
And you're just trying to orient yourself.
And I'm oriented, yeah. You see me realign, I'll go back, I'll check it, and then I'll come back.
Steve approaches a diner and feels for the door.
And this is the end point. This is where I was supposed to get.
At Heinz, Steve has had to learn basic living skills as well.
I normally get around my room by just feeling, so I'll touch around. Using a line of direction off of some object, I can find the desk, the TV, of course. A protective posture, that I learned, so I don't run into something with my head or anything. Since I know my room so well, I just know where everything's at.
Right. What about organizing your clothing and things like that?
Organizing my clothing, I have a tool. This is called the Colorino. It'll tell me the color of whatever.
Oh, wow. Can I try it?
Lovett applies the device to his hand.
Skin brown.
Though there are now many devices like the Colorino to make life go smoother, Braille is still a basic that Steve wants to learn.
Steve practices on a Braille machine with the help of an instructor.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But it's at the computer that Steve feels most comfortable. He's using it to find an apartment. Gio Adapilli is his instructor.
Steve types on computer.
So he's basically doing everything that anybody else can do on the computer, everything that everybody does with mouses, he's doing everything with the keyboard. I'm actually visually impaired myself.
Oh, you are?
And I can't see the screen either, so I'm paying attention to what he's saying.
You're kidding. You can't see the screen either?
No, I cannot see the screen.
Later, an instructor arrives with a wood kit.
All right, Steve, so now you gotta show me what you know.
Uh-oh.
Steve's manual skill class is not so much about learning specific tools as to develop comfort and confidence in his sense of touch.
All right, so get the click ruler.
Okay.
So how would you set that for, I don't know, 2 inches exactly?
2 inches?
Mm-hmm.
Sam Janisowskis is Steve's instructor.
I have retinoschisis, and that's where you have small, lesions in the retina at birth. And what that leaves is some scar tissue. There's some laser surgeries done, so primarily the vision loss is just from the scarred retina.
Do you worry about losing your sight?
Really, this is something that is good, I think, for you to hear. And here we have so many vets that come in with these degenerative conditions, and they're preparing for blindness. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way. You train for the situation you have now. If you have partial vision, when you go home, you're not going to close your eyes and function that way. You can't train for a situation you don't have. To be worried about it, that's one thing, but how you live in the meantime is totally different. Yeah, it could happen, but I can't spend all day, what if? You got to worry about what is.
Lovett digests his advice.
Sam was so right. Sure. Constantly worrying about the future doesn't do me nor anyone else any good. We need to do the best we can with the now.
Jeff. Hey, Chevy.
He visits Jessica.
How are you?
And what Jessica does with the now never stops inspiring me.
She offers him a glass of water.
Since we met a few years ago, Jessica's been working as an art teacher for blind and multiply disabled children. She invited me over to see how she's redecorated her apartment.
Everything that you will see her from here on out is based on that orange there.
You know, some people might say, what does a blind person care about the color of a couch?
Well, first of all, remember, you know, I could see extremely well for 32 years, and I have an extremely strong visual memory. I have students who have never seen anything in their lives, and to some of them, color and decorations or whatever means absolutely nothing. It's extraneous information. They just don't care. But to some of them, it is extremely important. Very, very important. One of my students was doing, I forget what he was paper macheing, and I suggested that he use gray, and he said, well, what's gray? Mm-hmm. And this particular gray that I had, I said, well, you know what it smells like when it rains on the street in August? Mm-hmm. And he said, yes. And I said, that's gray. Wow. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll use gray.
She shows her newly painted vivid red bedroom.
Oh, well, it's totally different.
Uh-huh.
As inspiring as Jessica is to me, she is very clear about the difficulties of navigating even with the best technology.
Believe me, the novelty of Jaws and Kurzweil wore off really, really quickly.
And then it became like one more thing that's really great, but...
Yeah, exactly.
And I just wonder, how do you deal with the frustration?
You know, I work with students who have so many more obstacles to deal with than I do. Mm-hmm. You know, on top of being blind or visually impaired, they have multiple handicaps, and they are constantly inspirational to me. There are some days when I just am absolutely at my wit's end. Mm-hmm. But then some days, you know, it's better. Mm-hmm. And I think that, you know, I can do this. Mm-hmm.
And what she does very well. So well that the Metropolitan Museum of Art's outreach program invited Jessica to conduct a seminar for children with special needs.
Jessica and Chef arrive at the Metropolitan Museum, where children are gathered for her seminar.
Guys, my name is Jessica, and I'm really, really glad that everybody was able to make it here today.
And Jessica, to your right is Connor.
Hi, Connor.
Hello.
Nice, bright voice. Where's Danielle?
Danielle
right
is...
Hi, Danielle.
Yes.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
John, I'm sorry, how old are you?
Johnny, right here. Johnny, tell you guys to sit down. Look up, baby.
Let's go.
Later, she leads them through the museum, around a number of exhibits featuring ancient statues and busts.
And what we're doing is taking them on a tour of several tactile pieces of artwork in the Egyptian gallery at the Met.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And what the kids are going to be investigating is how a lot of times in Egyptian art you will find the joining of animal and human characteristics in a figure in art. This is Sekhmet, and Sekhmet is a goddess, okay? Sekhmet has the feet of a woman, she's got the legs of a woman, she's got the hands and the arms of a woman, but she has the face of a lion.
The kids run their hands over the sculpture.
Being able to touch something is being able to see. That is how they were born seeing, is with their hands. It is as utterly natural for them to gain information that way. As natural as it would have been for myself to gain information through my eyes, 7 years ago.
Did you find a dog there, Connor?
Oh, here.
Oh. Now, is it a whole dog or is it part person?
Whole dog.
It's a whole dog. You're going to find lots of different kinds of just animals on here. And you know what else? There's lots of snakes. Come this way. This is her tail. Reach, 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 reach. That's the tip of her tail.
Wow.
Yeah, really long tail, right?
Yeah.
So, I really enjoy being able to guide someone down a path towards some sort of a discovery. You know, that aha moment. We're gonna give everybody some clay, all right? And why don't you think about making a combination of you and the animal that you would like to be. John, your favorite animal was told me it was a bird. Could you make a sculpture of a human and a bird together? Okay.
When you first met John, he was so inward and basically, folded over on himself.
Why is the bird your favorite animal?
It flies.
Because it flies? Yeah, I'd love to be able to fly.
You have this incredible ability to pull kids like that right out and right up. How do you do that?
I've just found that if you include them, they will begin to open up and they will begin to contribute. It's amazing.
When you first lost your sight and you said that people didn't think that you could be an art teacher.
It wasn't just people telling me that I couldn't do it, but it was me trying to figure out how I could possibly do it myself.
Teach me.
Yeah. And then teach what is customarily referred to as a visual medium.
It has eagle's wings, has spikes on the back of its back like a lizard, and they made a snake body with a big piece of clay.
Very nice. I love this.
Thank you.
Aren't you a little amazed at where you are and what you accomplish on a day-to-day basis?
No, and I'm constantly being reminded that I should be.
How is it that somebody who 7 years ago was trying to figure out how on earth am I going to ever get by, and you live this life that you do with these people whose lives you change?
Because
what's the disconnect?
Honestly, because that's just my type A personality, that I can always do better. I can always be doing more. Quite honestly, and yeah, it just. Because really I don't look at it as something that's so wonderful or amazing. It's just going on with my life.
Just getting on with life. Jessica makes it seem so doable.
All right, you can do this, right, Morris?
And so does Ray.
Ray Corman and his dog arrive at Newark Airport.
Ray travels all around the world in his work, educating people about the seeing eye, but he has a new challenge now. His guide dog Richie has retired, and this is the first trip with his new dog, Morris.
They approach the terminal.
Boy. Hey, Morris, inside. Morris, right.
There was a period of time where, because I didn't have Richie, I kind of lost my left arm, and I wasn't as confident traveling. Steady. Entering a new environment with a new dog, I wasn't sure how he was going to react. But so far, he's doing great. When I enter an area that I need to orient myself, I'll usually kind of take a pause for a moment to kind of listen. Just kind of getting a layout of the size of the room, the size of the area, where the voices are coming from. So I'm looking for those things auditorily. Good job, buddy. We really are a team, a partnership.
So I'm giving him information, he's giving me information by his body language and his body posture. I can feel his head turn.
They approach a snack kiosk.
Hello. Hi, do you sell bottles of water here?
Yes, I'm fine.
Oh, great.
They enter the departure lounge.
Are there any seats available around here? Up, up. There we go. Morris, free. Up, up. Up, up. Free. Up, up. Good boy. Right.
When I have a beautiful dog alongside of me, it's a great icebreaker.
Mars finds Ray a vacant seat.
I saw you and the dog looking for a location, and finally he was able to find a spot at the train.
So he showed that to me by kind of pulling me and turning his head, and then I kind of verified that with my hand to make sure, or by just calling out, make sure I wasn't going to sit on somebody's lap.
Certainly. Well, you can see some?
I mean, I can see, I have light perception, so I can see where there's windows, or there's light.
Right.
Not enough to get around without some type of a device.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very curious, and it's thank you for sharing.
An attendant approaches Ray.
Sir, good afternoon. How are you?
Hi.
Are you on flight 1127 today?
Yes.
Okay, we're ready to board you if you're ready.
Terrific. Steady.
Mars leads him onto the airplane. And Ray takes a window seat, Mars lying at his feet.
So it's great to be moving around again. Now 2 months into having a new dog, and that confidence is there again. There is a whole world out there that we can live in.
Pat conducts a workshop.
I can't see you. Can you see me?
Yes.
Everyone see me? I wanted to speak to you today about vision and vision loss.
Pat Williams isn't hiding her vision problems anymore. In fact, she's begun a campaign to help others understand them.
You can help someone by being their eyes, by helping them across the street if they need it. Everyone doesn't need it. Because sometimes you don't want to address it. So you just say nothing. But that perpetuates people not knowing. It perpetuates ignorance. It's a small mission for me today. It's just to make people aware that, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere, and there are many more people like me.
A participant hugs Pat.
And back in Chicago, just 5 months after being completely blinded, Steve has rented an apartment.
How's it been adjusting to having your own apartment?
It's been both very easy and difficult, I guess, at the same time. Just moving around the place, getting to know a new place is different.
Steve feels his way along a wall to the kitchen.
I memorize where everything's at. It's just something you do.
He finds utensils and fixes a bowl of yogurt.
It's so, I would say almost tedious in a way. You just have to be patient, I guess, and do things a lot slower. You have to. I mean, if you want to be safe, if you want to live to see the next day or hear the next day either way, you just have to take things slower.
Navigating the stairs with a cane, Steve takes out the garbage.
I've always, just being me, I've always liked a challenge. You could say this is a life challenge in a way. I get frustrated, of course.
Do you feel comfortable yet going out and doing things?
I have ventured out in the immediate area around my building. I haven't returned down the street where a lot of my training occurred, which was just right across the street. But it's very different to do it on your own. I look at it like it's not so fun anymore.
He crouches under his desk to untangle a computer cable.
Yeah, you do the best with what you got, and things happen. I can't change it, but I know that I am very capable, whether it's work or getting the everyday little things done. I'm gonna move on and do it.
Steve is just at the beginning of his new journey, and there's no doubt in my mind that he'll reach the expertise and comfort that Jessica and Ray now have in their daily lives. Steve has learned, just as I have, that losing vision is not the end of the world. Everyone I've met while making this film has reinforced what Jessica first told me.
You learn how to use what you have.
And that includes all the medical and research help we can get. All skills that can be learned. all the ever-increasing technology that is available to us. And as important, all the love and support of family and friends we are offered. Jessica, Pat, Ray, Peter, Emmett, and Steve have all shown me that what was once unthinkable is actually very doable. And it's time for all of us to come out of the dark about vision loss.
This program has been described by Accessible Media Incorporated. Produced, written, and directed by Joseph Lovett. Produced by Hilary Klotz Steinman. Music by Doug Maxwell and Joel Goodman. Sound mixer, Craig Jansen for the Visionary Media Company. Sound by Ryan Kennedy, Joshua Lay, Melissa Hancock, Colin Rineker, Logan Schmid, Josh Gordon, Matt Israel, Michael Lawson, Tyler Lang, George Schaffbacker. Going Blind was made possible with major support from the Reader's Digest Partners for Sight Foundation and Pfizer Ophthalmics, and support granted by Gibney Family Foundation, Aileen Roos Memorial Trust, National Eye Institute, Allergan Foundation, Fred A. Lennon Charitable Trust, Rudin Foundation, May and Samuel Rudin Family Foundation, Reed Williams Foundation, Lovett Productions, copyright 2010, www.goingblindmovie.com.